This looks like a full color photo, but actually it's a 3D print, and I made it with 4 colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, and white. Today I'm taking a picture of my dogs and I'm turning it into a lithophane. I'm Brian DeLuca and this is MakerWorld, where we turn ideas into projects, and today I'm taking a picture of my 2 dogs and turning it into a lithophane. And I'm going to show you how to do it in a few ways. But first, let's talk about what a lithophane actually is. So most lithophanes you see, especially the 3D printed ones, are black and white. And they rely on thickness of the material in order to let light pass through. The thinner spaces and the thicker parts block the light. And they're usually made with white or translucent filament so the light could actually go through it. But what we're doing today is something completely different. We're using BQ CMYK colors in order to create a full color lithophane. Now the CMYK concept didn't start with 3D printing. It actually comes from magazine and photo printing. Back in the day, images were separated onto 4 layers: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Each layer controlled how much ink was applied in that color. And when those layers are printed on top of each other, your eye blends them into a full color image. That's how magazines, newspapers, and pretty much all full color photos worked. What we're doing here is basically the same idea, but instead of using ink on paper, we're using different color filaments and light to sort of bend them in order to create those colors. But with 3D printing, we're using cyan, magenta, yellow, and white. Instead of using the thickness of the filament, we're actually using the multicolors to create the image. So let's see how this works. Each color affects how the light is seen. So when the colors are blended together and it's backlit, you see the full image. So you can see the greens and the browns, and this almost looks like a black, but it's really a dark purple underneath, and I'll show you that up close. But you can see all the different colors based on the printing when the colors were layered. It's basically a 3D printed version of how an actual printer works. So let me show you how to make a lithophane. To make this, I used Make My Lithophane on MakerWorld. I uploaded the photo of my 2 dogs, switched it into color lithophane mode, and adjusted the brightness contrast so the details would come through. I exported it as a 3MF so all the color data stayed intact. And if you're not working in the Bambu Labs ecosystem, you could also use other software such as UForge to create lithophanes. Now this is where things get wild. The printing is consistently switching between 4 filaments, laying down tiny amounts of color in each layer. And it's not just color, it's controlling the thickness at the same time. So you've got geometry and color working together to create a final image. If your settings are off, this can go bad really fast. This print took 6 hours to print, but the real test is what happens when we add light. Okay, that's actually insane. You can see the color blending, the depth, and even the fur detail. It's not perfect. Darker areas can get a little muddy, but for 4 filaments and a single print, this is one of the cooler things you could print. So if you're going to print a full color lithophane, I would recommend a few things. 1, have a high resolution image. Have an image that has a lot of contrast in it that will help it show with good lighting. Dial in your filament profiles and use high quality CMYK filaments like the ones we used here from BQ. One of the cool parts about making prints like this is they're not just 3D models, they're actually memories. Now, it's really wild to think that this was made with just 4 filaments. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow MakerWorld, and remember, keep on making. Oh, now let's go print a frame for this and get it backlit with some LEDs.